is Muscle Central. I'm Michael Diamond. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Okay, Patrick Tuor has been very secretive and elusive lately. In a recent Menace Podcast, Dennis James, Milos Sarcev, Chris Cormier, Patrick Tuor joined them, and at some point during the podcast, Dennis James asked him if he's prepping Ramy. Patrick seemed a little uncomfortable with the question, to say the least. He never quite answered it, and Dennis pressed it a little bit, and you can see Patrick getting agitated, so Dennis just moved on. Later on in that podcast, now keep in mind Patrick Tuor was a competitive bodybuilder at one point. Milos said, remember that time that I was working with you and I prepped you for such and such contest? And Patrick had this look on his face, and his response was, you must have me mistaken with someone else. Excuse me. Just the way he said it and the look on his face, and I was just thinking about what he said previously with Ramy and the way he acted and the way he responded. The way he said this, that in itself seemed a little off. Now, Milos says that he worked with him. He helped prep him for such and such contest. Later on in the next Menace podcast, when Dennis asked him, "Why didn't you press?" I feel bad that I doubted you at all, Milos. Why didn't you press him? If you say you work with him, you work with him. Milos even said that he has somebody that can corroborate it. The one who introduced Patrick to Milos, telling him that maybe Milos could help him along the way. So Patrick totally denies this. Milos, on top of everything else, he could probably tell you what he ate on December 15th, 1998 for breakfast. And he could probably tell you how long after that he went to the bathroom. He has one of these photogenic memories. He can remember small details about things. It's pretty amazing. So something like this, working with Patrick, I don't think Milos is going to people will be mistaken or would have mistaken him with someone else. That just does not seem right. And once again, going back to the way Patrick responded about the Ramy question, which seemed very elusive, to say the least, and how he reacted with what Milos said, and the fact that Milos does say that he has somebody that can corroborate it, who actually introduced Patrick to him, and that Milos remembers little details of things years and years ago. I would have to think that Milos did work with Patrick Tuor, at least for this contest, like he says. My question is, what's going on with Patrick? Why are you so elusive about working with Ramy? But he trying to lay a surprise. It's your surprise strategy for Ramy coming back to the Olympia. That's silly. In due time, if you're working with him, whoever's working with him, we're going to know. So what's the big secret? And I would have to believe Milos. I'm sorry, Patrick, don't want to call you a liar, but I would have to believe Milos. What are you being so secretive about that? Why are you in denial? Why won't you acknowledge that Milos, I helped you at one point along the way? It's going to hurt you or hurt your reputation as a coach because you were coached by somebody else. A lot of top coaches that we have out there now that have competed have been coached by other people. Everybody's been coached in some manner by somebody else. We learn from other people, and that's what makes us better. We talk, we listen, we learn, we put things to the test. We experiment on ourselves, and we take notes, and we learn. So there's no shame in that. Why are you being so elusive about everything? If you're working with Ramy, which I would put my money on it that you are, tell us, what's the big deal? And there's no shame. Why would you say, why would you be ashamed to say that you had Milos help you at one point? Maybe because it said that I was the best shape you got yourself into, and you don't want somebody else taking credit for it. You want to take the credit for it all yourself? I don't know. If you agree or disagree with anything I've said, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.